should bring some hope that maybe there's some possibility of some AFL games, absolutely some AFLW games in the future.
So here we go, Carlton and St Kilda to kick off their 2022 campaigns. Pitney and Campbell to do battle in the opening ruck, and Chera around the ball for Carlton, which is such an exciting sight. Campbell might have had the better of it in the middle. Hewitt straight onto it for the Blues. A handball to Cripps, to Williams, who shows some dash off half-back and blasts it high inside the 50 towards Curnow. Wilkie hands to it, brings it down for the Saints. Some instant great pressure from Carlton. Silvani rewarded for the tackle. And isn't that a bright start for the Blues? Did a little bit of everything last year in his 15 games. Jack Silvani kicked 9 goals, 13 in front of the sticks to get Carlton on the board in season 2022. Silvani does it with ease. And in the opening minute, the applause is drawn from the fans in the Legend stands. The restart, it's Jones for St Kilda. Kicks a high ball out toward the wing. O'Brien
here he is again.
Knocks it down, and here is Williams, who kicks a long ball up toward half forward, and it's dragged in well by Kemp. The ball bounce. Campbell turns rover. Higgins to steal. Now inside the defensive 50. Under pressure is Mason Wood. Wrapped up. Umpire says, I'll have it. Blues by a point through 5 minutes here at Icon Park. Joel Peterson and Michael Barlow with you. Sends it out toward the city side of the ground. Campbell was up. Couldn't drag it in. Pitney. Handball to O'Brien. Darts the kick inside the arc, and Owies is on the end of it.
Himself in the best 22 here at Carlton.
Delisted last year and picked up as a rookie by the Blues, the South Mildura product, former first-round pick out of the Bendigo Pioneers. Story for St Kilda. Broken leg in their intra-club match last year, missed the whole season. Blues force the turnover. Kennedy to Nunes, to Cripps, handball inboard, rumbles around. Hill takes it away for Newman. Ooh, nervous moment for Sinclair. Just got rid of it quickly and then grabs Silvani high.
It's a howler early from Ray.
So Silvani kicked the first of the game in the opening minute. For his second here for the Blues. That's a lovely set shot. Umpire does no work at all, and Silvani's got 2 in the opening turn. Honest Labuschagne style.
So I'd imagine he'd have a little bit of weight in it and might detract from his kicking abilities, but not too bad. Third club. Tommy Campbell, well, not sure kicking's his strong point.
Went inboard, turned it over. Philp cut it off. Now Newman for the Blues inside the 50 to Owies, who's
last year.
10 goals in 4 games to close the year. As the Saints enter the 50, but Pitney drops in the hole.
That was the issue. King got the ball at half-back, goes long to Sharman, who's the hybrid forward at half-forward. Then they had no height in front of the ball, and the long kick was just plucked off.
Blues to the broadcast side through the run of...
The likes of Will Setterfield, who had a handy year last year but can elevate again as we speak. He puts the ball inside forward 50.
Yeah. Ball thrown back in. Setterfield again at the feet of the rucks. Jammed the kick inside the forward 50. Presenting up was Kemp. Got clattered into as the ball hit the turf. Crouch is there for the Saints. Handball back to Battle, who clears the defensive 50. Kick towards Sard, who battles with Gresham. And Sard tries to wrestle Campbell to the ground. Good luck with that, Adam Sard. Burns able to collect it. Eventually, Clark almost run down by Owies. Pressure forces the turnover. The former Sainty Nunes picks it up to Philp. Goes inside the 50. Kemp almost drags it in. Owies at their feet. Nice little knock on. Sockers it off the ground and just rolls it home. Ruck for Carlton. Went diving after the football after he'd got a hand on it. Hill sockers it off the ground toward half forward for the Saints. Ricochets back into the middle. Kennedy dragged down Ross without it. No free kick. Curnow was in the race there with Joyce, and Joyce the better of the 2 on that occasion. Webster's kick knocked down by...
Very important player returning as well, Nick Newman, who missed a lot of football across last season.
Lethal kick is Newman, the former Swan. Here's another former Swan, Hewitt. Gave it away to O'Brien inside the 50. Curnow doesn't take the mark, but does the Saturday Night Fever John Travolta style slide with ball in hand. Got the handball away. Kick inside the 50 for the Blues. Free kick paid.
I'll get another one. The inclusion of Hewitt, the inclusion of Chera, that 50% forward, 50% midfield option may be the go for Matt Kennedy this season.
Kennedy goes around the body and curls it home. And the Blues here at Icon Park are out by 21.
Don't want to make big statements here, Joel, but what is it? 4-3-27. Jack Silvani's kicked 2, so he's on the way for the Coleman for season 2022. The Blues and the 1,000 fans that have rocked in today just about to witness them on the rise up. Top forward seems a certainty at the way they're playing at the moment. So the big calls are starting to get made.
Inside the 50, Kennedy crashes out, skittles the pack. Clark will mop up for this.
The build-up has been a little bit like this, hasn't it? Oh, gee whiz. I'll let you take over, Joel, because that's an absolutely putrid kick.
That's an absolute shank from Burns. Came just about off the instep and
hadn't figured out fully how to utilise it. Needed the user manual for that one, but they give the ball back to them again.
Yeah, they do, and it's blasted forward inside the arc for the Blues. Read well off the hands by Kemp. Oh, Kennedy's in a paddock inside the forward 50. Handball back to Durden. Did he get grabbed high? Umpire said play on. Act taken nicely off hands by Burns. And now it's hooked inside the forward 50 by Higgins, but Setterfield's back there for Carlton.
Now, I'm hoping that's a shank by Higgins, because Gresham had made a really good pattern towards goal, and all he needed was the 30-metre pass over the top to a vacant Gresham, and tried to hook it back to the hot spot, which at times you consider, yes, the team play, but if you've got a free player standing there inside forward 50, just must be shift workers or...
Either that or they've got the background on their Zoom meeting when they're sitting on the phone.
Yeah, exactly.
Curnow takes it out of the ruck.
Of which the crowd is sitting, so they've been putting on a little bit of a show, the Blues.
Couple of games late last year for Corey Durden, and he finds another one for Carlton. 5 in the opening term here for the Blues at Icon Park. He's gone in there for St Kilda. Just got the kick away to Jones. High ball inside the 50, and McDonald's across to pick that off. Second year at the Blues. Made an instant impact coming on as
last year, so the first time to fully expose yourself against opposition, and they've just looked a little bit rushed with ball in hand, and the Carlton pressure's been elite, and here's that run from behind again to the perfect player.
Adam Sard led the competition in bounces last year. You know, his dash is his trademark off the half-back line. Kick missed the target. McGovern able to go back and find the ball, and now to Nunes. Former Saint, picked up by the Blues as a delisted free agent a couple of years ago.
For the Saints.
30-minute quarter, so 6 left in this opening term. Membry kicks down the line. Campbell and King both present up and end up spoiling one another.
This level, yeah.
Pittenay, handball to Sard. Sard now to Williamson. Nice kick, measures it well for Cripps, who extends and marks it half forward for Carlton.
Over the head of Tim Membry would have been perfect, but the Saints' ability to repel the efforts of Carlton there was great.
Ray Chamberlain takes his time before he lays it down into the turf here at Icon Park, and Pittenay is just going to waltz out of the stoppage. Kicks to full forward, Kemp in the pack. Wilkie brings it to ground for St Kilda. Or stolen by Chera at full forward. So Mitch McGovern in his 4th season at the Blues. He's going to whip it across the centre corridor, into the centre circles, looking for Williamson, got charged down. And a free kick, 50, and Clark, of course, had that broken jaw last year and missed so much of the season. Just wants a clean run at it, no doubt. Chera for the Blues, exchanges the hand pass with Durden. High inside the forward 50, Silvani in the pack, Cripps at the feet, 40 out from the Carlton goal, handball through the traffic, Mackenzie's handball, looking for some help inside the defensive 50. Of McGovern, nervous moment as he tries to collect the ball. Higgins gets in there to disrupt things. Billings crashes through for St Kilda as well. Spills to Sard in the centre. To Setterfield. Now to the run of Lockie O'Brien. He pokes it toward half forward for Durden, who's the Saints here in his 2nd term and going forward. Again, it's Pittenay and Campbell in ruck, and Pittenay gives it down to Cripps, who handballs back to the ruck. Now to Chera, and just quietly.
Footy colours day there at the the company.
Absolutely, as part of the big redevelopment here at Icon Park. Free kick at the stoppage, and it's going to be Fisher. Just forces the football loose eventually. Hacked forward by Butler, but it's going to come back the other way. Kennedy for Carlton in the centre of the ground, rolls around, sends it inside the 50.
Whilst you're bigger and stronger at that age, and then he has to develop at this level, either ahead or behind the ball. So a bit of versatility, but a player that...
The best and fairest of the Blues bearing down upon you. Long ball from Higgins up toward half forward. King the target. Chera reads it nicely off the hands. Combines with Williams. To Ross. Ross to the run of Jones. Kick smothered by Fisher. Inside the defensive 50 for the Blues. Out toward Cripps. Through his hands, but he was held onto by Hill, who was giving away a fair bit of size. Cripps on the right boot, looks for Charlie Curnow. Comes up and meets the footy.
Really good awareness by Cripps. He looked ahead, had a few short options, but what he liked was Curnow on Ross, liked the mismatch and gave him an opportunity, and he run and jump at the ball. Nice mark.
Oh, another opportunity for Boyd. Almost got run down by Higgins coming from behind. Off to Williams. Williams inside the 50. Owies was up, couldn't take it with him. Fisher, handball to Silvani.
Off the back of a set play in this quarter.
Steele had Hewitt draped on him as early, so you're working back into it
I'm
nicely.
working my way back, but yeah, Ray just needs to have a look at that one and go to the review tape from Kilda.
Nice. Carlton by 14 points. Overcast, cool morning here at Icon Park. Curno's up to meet the footy, tried to slap it on intelligently to Durden. Eventually Nunes, a handball away to Phil, but now to Charlie Curnow with a bounce. Handball off to Kennedy, put half forward. King overran it. Spilt to Gresham. Gresham around the body inside the forward 50. Sards across to thump it away, and that draws the applause from the Blues fans in the Legends stand.
That's pretty good. That is pretty good by Adam Sard. We see his run and bounce off half back, and so often lauded for ball in hand, but that is just 100% commitment to the contest, along with...
Absolutely threw that out of the contest. Now to Billings, off a step toward the goal line, and Oscar McDonald keen to see it through for a rush behind.
Oscar McDonald, another one. Increased opportunity by the looks of things with the departure of Liam Jones. So
here is Sard. Trademark running bounce. That was a cheap one. Just got to keep ticking the stats over.
That's it.
Take them when you can get them. The link up handball's not quite there, but Newman will bring it in again for the Blues, working as their defensive coach with the AFLW program this season. Having a really positive impact with that side. Of course, we're here on Saturday afternoon and beat the Saints. Hewitt at half-back. Now to Williams, who wants to move the ball forward as he so often does. Ability, but his productivity when he's out there. Crouch on the outer side. Kicks up the line. There's Sard with a fist for Carlton. Off to Chera. Handball back to Sard. Just guides his little deft pass around the corner. Handball onto Setterfield now, right on the boundary line on the outer side. Hill will stand under this. Philp got across and made him earn it though, and won the football for the Blues. Kicks inside the 50. Wilkie's there again.
Made the recovery.
Yeah, he's looking okay now, but he stepped the indoor training centre that they're building here at Icon Park.
The setup of personnel.
And tumbles it around the corner, but McDonald's there.
This of life, hopefully, into 2022.
Yep. There's a bit more normality resumed to things in this upcoming season. Cripps it was who took it in the end for Carlton and went back to Williams, so it didn't really matter. Now O'Brien on the back 50. Hits the target. That'll just maybe calm some of the second quarter nerves for Lockie O'Brien. Nunes back to O'Brien. We know he's such a talented runner, always has been, and that's what he can really offer to this Carlton side.
It's exactly what Carlton have harped on a little bit, but the Carlton run, just putting the ball into his mitts, dropped it, fumbled it. Saints don't need two opportunities or two invites to get after it.
King, two hands to it, couldn't pull it in for the Saints. Williams, calm across half back. Oh, what a kick into the centre of the ground. Opens things right up. Owies is away for the Blues. Chips it to half forward to Curnow. Free kick from the centre here going to Cripps. Overlap run in every direction. He looked two off and then gave it to Sard. Sard to O'Brien. Up at half back. Wants to go down the line. King and Wiedering in the wrestle. Wiedering, such a wily defender.
Sky's the limit for both King boys, and unfortunate about Ben.
A boot. Back to Higgins. Standing start. It's a full forward. Durden going back with the flight. Couldn't drag it in. Sard's there at the top of the defensive goal square. A little bit of soccer skills. Now that it's Saints with a chance.
Whoop.
Burns away to Sinclair. The step, the snap. It'll go to the behind line and over.
True, gentlemen. One of the great men. Very handsome as well. Had the jawline, which just corner.
So Higgins goes around the body right to the line. Does it just snuck home? No.
I'm going to throw my pen.
Saints have kicked the next 6 or the next 5 goals of the match. For the Blues was Williams. Wood might have been grabbed high. He's brought to ground. Umpire's going to ping him instead.
Been lively, Mason Wood. Not a great start for him, but again, someone that just gets thrown around ad nauseum. Spends a fair bit of time up on the wing, high half forwards where he made his mark.
Nice things, Mason Wood. He disrupts things there, gets it to Jones. Jones is going to kick to King in a 2-on-1 inside the forward 50. McGovern's across to intercept. We've heard it so often in the West, and now we're hearing it here at Icon Park.
Yeah, good luck, Max King. Zach Jones just need a little bit more composure. It's a tough game. It's a tough and fast game, but it was just 2-on-1. Max King fighting out of his weight division well and truly there.
Wiedering outside the defensive 50 to last season for the Saints with 38, including 25 goals in his last 10 games. So he really finished the season off quite strongly. McGovern from half-back for the Blues to Chera to Fisher in the centre of the ground. Kennedy almost got caught by Billings. Newman almost got caught by Ross. They've worked this out though, the Blues, and Durden enters the 50 to Kemp, who's attacked the ball hard all game and finally latches onto one. He's going to lay it off to Chera.
Just went to 15.1, that one. Umpire top. The defenders there for the Saints had absolutely no hope as that punching ball came in towards forward 50 for Kemp, who's laid it off to Chera.
So plenty of expectation around young Adam Chera. His first season in navy blue, set sail for home, and plenty of cheers from the legend stands after that. Carlton players rush to Chera from everywhere. His first in anger in navy blue. KO Sports, John Peterson calling the action. The Blues back within a point. Cripps at the stoppage, powerful. Just rips the footy away, sheds the tackle. Handball to Kennedy. Kennedy inside the 50. Silvani slides in. To that legend stand end here in this game so far, and we are tied at 45 apiece. Carlton led by as many as 27 late in the opening term. The Saints whittled it back with a dominant set. The ascendancy here early in the third. Long kick in from Webster. Pittenay to Hewitt to O'Brien. Jams the Blues inside the 50.
Well and truly noted. Had a very, very nice year last year, a career year, Jack Sinclair.
Runner-up in the best and fairest. Stoppage, Fisher who immediately plays on and wants to move the football. Skies it to the edge of the arc. O'Brien back with the flight, dropped the mark. Able to mop up. Maybe just settling into a position after being tossed around in the early part of his career. Williamson at halfback for the Blues to Wiedering, who nurses the kick to Fisher. Wasting no time. O'Brien tries the slips catch, can't quite hold on. Farmed the handball up to Sard. Arches the back and kicks inside the 50 to Charlie with one hand.
1-1 there. Battle. It was a bit crude as the ball was in the air.
So King offloads into the pocket and finds his direct opponent.
Not very good either.
Wiedering in the goal square to Jack Nunes. 29 today is Jack Nunes and gets a 50.
He may get 100 here if he does it right. Long gets out of the way. So players are getting a little bit more clever at that when they give away the 50. Long went on with it a little bit there as well to the umpire. So be interesting to see how tightly they adjudicate the new rule in terms of respecting the umpires.
O'Brien swings it wide and now Newman's inside the 50 to Curnow. But have beleaguered them over the last couple of years, then that's where they think they just need a bit of that continuity and that experience playing as a group. Williams to Sard, the dynamic to Jones. Higgins hand pass clever, releases Long, who has to slip the tackle of Williamson, couldn't quite, got caught, not holding the ball. The Blues force the turnover. Newman, McGovern through the centre through Setterfield and now out to Kennedy. Sard's hemmed in, puts the step on Sharman, goes inside the 50, Cripps presents, can't mark. Owie's a hand to it. Philp comes flying through for the Blues inside the arc. Cripps goes to ground. Curnow had to brush off a teammate there as he fed the footy out to Chera. Left foot kick. Oh, that's a wonderful goal.
Charlie Curnow looking dangerous, whereas the Saints, they've just gone stagnant.
Nick Barlow with you on KO Sports, giving you an insight into this game. And Crouch from the pocket. He's going to chip short to Long. Didn't get to him on the full, so they put themselves under pressure here, the Saints across half forward. Billings kicks to the top of the square, up high Wiedering. Gee, he pulls in a wonderful mark.
Chocks in a second.
Wilkie inside forward 50. Again, Hayes was the target. Long met solidly in the tackle inside the 50. Setterfield.
He's in one-on-one contests.
Campbell at the stoppage. Sard had the handball knocked away. Jones went in for the Saints, wrapped up by Chera.
The graveyard shift, that high half forward, he found that last year. The year before he had a dynamic year, so it's all about that work rate and effort as a high forward. Hopefully he gets on the end of a few.
Jones saw the space there. They cleared the runway for the big bloke.
And Murkov's on, so Murkov's going to have a look in the ruck there for Carlton.
Campbell's kick into the centre corridor. He's done that a couple of times today. And in front spot, Sard out the back. And the Blues have numbers again. Clearing kick through Boyd. That's a good one as well. And Kemp comes up and
those defensive acts which opened up the opportunities for his other forwards to get on the scoreboard. So they'd love playing with him, I'd imagine, guys like Durden. And
in the tackle, turnover forced by St Kilda. Higgins to Billings through the centre of the ground to Hill. He got taken by Williamson, caught holding the ball.
This needs the Benny Hill music just for now. This is nothing's going right for anyone. Long
was the only one who hadn't stopped. He kicked inside the 50 and turned it over. McGovern's back to his feet, shrugging off the trainer, which is good. Coming over the top of the pack. Here is Leanett again, a Sturt product. Kicks it up the line. Look it out to Patton, who made his way back to the football. Kicks inside the 50. King wrestles with Wiedering. Brings it down to Gresham. Almost lost his balance. Handball back to King, who squares it up to the top of the goal square. Woods up high, can't drag it in. Setterfield did well in defence. Williams combines with Setterfield, and now to Kennedy. Three of the former Giants inside the defensive 50 for the Blues, and Kennedy goes out to Durden. They worked that nicely there, Carlton, from under pressure. Durden down the line to Silvani. Silvani on over the top, back to Durden, who's continued to run on the outer side. Now he goes back inboard to Silvani. They're just Wood, Clark and the Saints away. Down that outer side. Clark's kick turned over, straight to Boyd.
Just needed to find a mark there, didn't they, the Saints, just to take the air out of the defensive efforts from Carlton, but over handball.
Looks like there's some tired players out there. Things starting to get a little bit scrappy as Sard lasers one inside the 50. After being the 17th pick in the 2019 draft. From just inside the 50, hits it and hits it beautifully.
Very good finish, and just the normal run up. Didn't deviate, gave himself every chance and kicked through the ball and become available. They'll slot back in. At what expense does that come? Because we've mentioned the
former Docker and son Mick Barlow with you here on KO Sports. Kennedy takes it out of the middle for the Blues. Tumbles a kick inside the 50. Bouncing ball to the pocket. Wilkie out at right half forward. Goes inside the arc to no one at all. Forwards throw their hands up in despair, and Williams able to easily pick that one off for the Blues. Dangerous kick to Setterfield. Made it work, goes by hand back to McDonald. McDonald to Boyd for the Blues. Now to Wiedering, who tries to nurse it up the outer side. And a free kick's going to go to Carlton here. Cripps was being held onto. Sends it up the line to Silvani. The City wing. Called to move it on. He chips short to Owies, who's been lively again here for Carlton.
Versus Carlton. Kudafiti's kicked 5 and had 40 or something along those lines. Might be having a spell, and Jack Hayes can come and play that 20% ruck roll, which he does very well. To aplomb, beats out Pitney there.
Best on ground in the Sandford Grand Final last year, and the South Australian State captain gave Patrick Cripps a little bit of what for off the footy there as well. Did Jack Hayes, maybe even throws a boot at it. Sinclair does more so effectively. Kicks up the line. King comes sprawling forward. Can't take it with him. Williams intercepts for the Blues to O'Brien. Low kick looking for Durden. A lot of the scoring being done to that legend stand end. It's been rather remarkable the way it's unfolded. Gee, Silvani dug the knee into the ground there as he drowned. Ball to be tossed back in. Pitney. Handball to Nunes. Bertha. A couple of spots, of course, in that defence. Newman, he is that sort of prime mover, handling the kick-in duties for most of the day. Cripps just gets rid of Steele in the marking contest. Strong work.
Fair CV between the two of them. Patrick Cripps, Jack Steele, one-on-one contest. The ultimate competitor, Jack Steele, didn't like that. I reckon he'll want another crack at a one-on-one contest against the Carlton skipper.
In opposed to Burns, and Ross has continued to run. Left foot kick. McDonald there all the way.
From my point of view, if I get the pick of the 3, I'll take the vanilla. Here he is again. So I told you, just
the ice cream's melting in front of your eyes, I think, Nick.
And then he just calmly gets himself out of trouble. Well done, Oscar.
And he's also, so he's the vanilla in the sense that he's in the middle of everything at the moment as well, is Oscar McDonald.
I thought about that phrase as I put it together. Just before I said, I thought he's been good, he's been calm, he's been playing. Increased pressure around the ball than what they're used to at match simulations and trainings.
Fogarty, teammates Clark and Crouch. Clark ended up with it. Handball to Crouch, caught by Chera. Just got it away, said the umpire. Fogarty got it from O'Brien to Boyd by hand. Back.
Shaky start.
So the Saints pressing. McKenzie for the Saints to Jones to Wood into 2-on-1. Blues numbers win.
A spray, no 50 metres, so it has to be a little bit more defamatory than that,
Cripps
according
to
to the new rule.
Sard goes inside the 50. Nicely roved by Silvani. Stepped through the traffic, almost opened himself up on goal there. Setterfield to Curnow, hooks it back to full forward. Charging it down was O'Brien, lays the tackle on Lena, locks it up at the top of the square. Not only today with this morning start, but in the season in the context as well. O'Brien at the stoppage to Cripps, tries to spin himself free, gets through the traffic, handball to Silvani, Cripps. It's just insane.
We need 2 decks, I think, to get all the jacks.
Absolutely. Absolutely. As long as they don't have any jokers, they'll be right. O'Brien inside the 50. Charlie's on the end of this.
Great entry.
1 kick game. Patton goes inside the arc. King the target along the boundary line. It's remaining here in this ball game. Sinclair chips it inside the 50. Looking for Campbell. Blues across. St Kilda among the majority navy blue of Carlton this afternoon in the stands. Chera from the stoppage. Steele. Now Long to Burns. Tumbles it to full forward. McGovern, great mark. Second go at it. Tries to spike it forward back in his volleyball days, but it's all St Kilda. Clark, handball to McKenzie, turned over. Nunes forced the pressure. Now Cripps comes away with it. A couple of bounces as he shoots the handball to Kennedy. Ring kick. Gresham tries to chase it down. Sard there, 2 absolute live wires. So too is Fisher. Oh, wonderful vision. Left foot kick, swung across his body into the corridor, finds Chera. Kicks to full forward. Saints with numbers. Campbell brings it down. Sinclair throws a boot at it. Can't connect. Caught holding the ball. Terrific tackling pressure. And an opportunity for Carlton to put themselves ahead once more. And it's Matt Owies.
Like a cat on a hot tin roof.
And 50.
There's the example, I would imagine, of player getting quite aggrieved with decision, verbalising that aggrieved nature to umpire saying come with me to the goal line, and Owies just pops in the easiest of goals.
So Owies puts Carlton a kick to the good, and after the 50-metre penalty the Saints pay full freight this year. It's not AFL making a bit of a stand. It's not going to be tolerated. It certainly wasn't there. So the Blues in control, relatively speaking. Here's Sard out of the middle. Kicks to half forward. So Higgins, long high footy. King makes a run at it. McDonald did enough to knock it away. Kennedy at their feet. Newman's got time and space inside the back 50 and darts the kick to Williamson, who juggles it in. He's being held without the ball. So he rolls around onto the right boot, sends it inside the 50. Wiedering's across to knock it down for Carlton.
Long shot at goal for Higgins, and Mason Wood just went through his mitts.
So 6 minutes left, 7-point game. Handball to Sharman. Tries to measure the pass inside the 50. McDonald thumps it back the other way. A decisive defensive punch. Out to Hewitt, tried to link up with his former Sydney teammate in Newman. And now to Nunes, back to Newman. Just fashions the kick. 5 minutes remaining, 7-point Carlton lead. Hill out wide to King on the lead. Not paid. Williamson worried him out of it. Williamson just got the handball away too. And again, it's Carlton hemmed in this right back pocket, trying to get something going the other way.
Spoiled each other in the end.
Yeah, he and Patton, a little bit of miscommunication there, and the Blues are able to sort things out. Cripps.
Paddy Cripps just knew not to rush it. And
Bradley Hill flying around the stoppage. Keen to get on the move. Fisher put it into the bucket, and Seb Ross was able to go. He wheels inside the forward 50. Hayes up in the pack. It's brought down at the back by Joyce.
Hope to turn over a kick in.
Needed Jack Higgins to go for the 7-point play again.
Yes, Nick. He's played it once really well today.
Oh, the runway cleared for that. But it's a winning start for Michael Voss as Carlton coach in this practice match campaign of season 2022. A tight tussle. It was inconsistent from both sides at times.